What's going on, guys? So Samsung has decided to kick off the smartphone race this year with their S24 lineup. I know there's a lot of videos going around about the Ultra, but I just want to talk about the S24. But you know who else wants to talk to me today? Our sponsor, nobody. By the way, this came with a 25-watt power adapter, so if you do want to pick this up or get any other option that Samsung allows you to get during the pre-order, make sure to check my link down in the description below. I believe Best Buy is also running a sale. I will have that down in the description below. But let's talk about where these boxes were made and the devices, because people are always like, why do you care so much where the boxes and where the phone's made? It matters. It's the small details. Let me show you. Every other Samsung device up until now has been printed in Mexico. Can you guys see that? Label printed in Mexico. This is the S23, by the way. But starting with the S24, I noticed that the box is now made in Korea. So that should tell you something. They're taking things in-house. They don't need help from other countries, just letting you know. But the S lineup has always been made in Korea. The Ultra, if you guys don't know, is actually made in Vietnam. And as you can see last year, this is the S23. As you can see, it's made in Korea. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. So we got to get the knife out, not using those pull tabs because we got to be difficult on this channel. Dang, is this paper made of steel? Ah, there we go, we're good. Whoo, I feel good with this knife. I'm like, I'm playing too much Ghost of Tsushima. And without further ado, actually before I do that, let me go ahead and get the S23 right beside so you guys can see for comparison purposes. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Is that a flagship or is that a ship flag? That was stupid. Anyway, look at this beauty, the boxiness. Ooh, ooh, look at the, ooh, look at, ooh. Okay, I'm done. So this is terrible. Look, what kind of unboxing experience is this, Samsung? There we go. Whoa, wee. Yow. Let me take this off. Come on, Samsung. Too much stuff on my device. Okay. I threw the box that had the SIM card tray stuff in there, so let me go ahead and get that real quick. Showing around the device real quick, I did pop open the SIM card tray. Don't mind that. But yes, you do have the SIM card tray at the bottom with the USB port and the speaker. On the right-hand side, you have your 5G antenna band, lock button, and then your volume rocker. Then up top, I believe these are also microphones. Left side, always clean. There doesn't need to be anything on there. Then the back almost has like this frosted glass finish. Samsung is king of designs and sleekness and elegance. Oh, let me stop. Get your 3 camera array with your what's it called, flash, and then you have the Samsung logo down here. Has a bit of a shine to it when it hits the light. I mean, we have 1 SIM card because in America, I don't know, I guess we don't need SIM cards. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my SIM in here. And if you guys are wondering what phone I'm coming from, it's no surprise, S23 Ultra. So while my phone is getting set up on the S24, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the design because I was a little bit confused when they said it's a new boxy design, but looking at this at like a quick glance, the S23 looks like a boxy design, no? This, for sure, on the new S24, it's like a pure boxy design. Definitely has more of a nothing phone and an iPhone-esque feel to it now. It is flat, but there's like, it can't be flat and curved, right? I would say there's a slight curve on the previous generation, whereas on the S24 now, it's just completely flat all the way around. And you can definitely tell, especially on the top view, where, you know, it's a bit of a curve or a bit like a balloon on the edges, but this on the S24, flat all the way through. So, do I need to use my old device? No, thanks. Don't copy. All right, now we're going to talk about the biggest feature of the S24 lineup temporarily. It's not artificial intelligence, it's advanced intelligence. So we do have the phone ability, or the phone now has the ability to do real-time translation during the voice call. We'll be really excited to try that out. Then the Samsung keyboard, you can change the tone of your writing, get spelling and grammar suggestions, and translate messages in select chat and select messaging apps. Almost seems like Grammarly in a way if you are familiar with that. And then interpreter, basically live translation for spoken conversation. So similar to Google Translate conversation mode. And then in terms of productivity, we do have Samsung Notes, does auto formatting, summarizations, corrects translations, and generate covers for my notes. Voice recorder, transform recordings into text transcripts and summarize. You can review and translate. And then Samsung Internet, you get summaries of web page text and full translations. And then the photo editor gets some new AI features as well. So somewhere on the screen, I'm gonna have the timestamp of the advanced intelligence features that are outlined. But for now, I'm just gonna go through the regular smartphone first impressions that I typically do on this channel. All right, so compared to the previous generation, you can see that the brightness is going to be much higher. Honestly, phones are bright enough for me, but on the S24, we do have 2600 nits of brightness, and I believe the S23 had 1750. So now moving on to the specs themselves. So here in the US, we are a little bit fortunate. I'm not sure how the series or the S series is overseas with the Exynos chip. Probably should do a video on that. But we do have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So in terms of processing, all the AI features that we have should be faster in theory. Not theory, but I think on paper it is faster. But in terms of day-to-day use, probably not going to notice. Camera arrays, I believe, are exactly the same. As you can see here, the flash is a little bit lower on the new model. And then the other thing that I want to mention are the fingerprint sensors. I mean, it's exactly the same. I just want to show you guys, what it looks like. It's not that big of a difference. Always on display, apparently that has changed a bit. So that is one of the new things. So if I go here to the always on display, I actually don't have the setting here to see my wallpaper. So if I were to lock the screens now, you can see that my wallpaper is still here, but I have this old system that I honestly wasn't the biggest fan of on the previous generation of Android devices that have always on display. This now has your wallpaper. It has a bit of a yellow hit to it. I think it's because of the wallpaper I have. Let's go ahead and change it real quick just to see if all those fonts and colors stay the same. And then let's go ahead and lock it. That is, Samsung, good job. Good job. All right, so now let's open up a YouTube video real quick and see this guy. This YouTube has the audacity to play this video. I haven't even, dang, 3,023 hours? Are you trending? Hold up.
No, seriously. Why would you get any other phone?
Let me leave a like real quick. 14 trending, golly. But listen, we gotta do the 4K walk-in tour video. Listen, the S24, we all know it's one of the greatest phones ever made. All right, so there's something I already discovered when it comes to the S24 versus the S23. So like I said before, Samsung does say that the S24 has a much higher brightness than the previous generation by almost 1,000, believe it or not. And just looking at this, the S23 looks to have a much brighter screen. And they both are in 4K HDR. And if I were to show you guys the brightness settings as well, they're both cranked up to max. Excuse me, I gotta go down one more time. Click here, click here. Extra brightness is even turned on and they are maxed out, right? But let me play the I want you guys to take a look at this freeze frame here. I don't know about you guys, but once again, like this S23 looks noticeably brighter than the S24. I don't know if there is some type of software, maybe I'm blind, maybe you guys can tell me if I don't know how brightness works, but to my eyes, this is brighter than the S24. I would even argue that the colors on the S23 look better than the S24. This just looks a little bit washed out. I think the last thing that I can probably do is go to the settings and just confirm that it's on the latest OS. And yeah, it's the latest one. So I don't know if there's some type of software glitch or something. Maybe it's the YouTube video. But overall, the speakers I would say sound better on the S24 than the S23. But when it comes to display, S23 all day, every single day. So now let's test out the camera, okay? Let me actually bring out the old one as well. All right, so 2 photos were taken and 2 photos will be analyzed. And as you can see here, pretty hard to tell the difference between the two. Honestly, I need to turn back down the auto brightness because this is just a little much for me right now. My goodness, thank you. Trying to blow my eyeballs out. Overall, definitely looks more true to life on the S24. I mean, the S23 already looks true to life as it is, but there's less of like a white and blue cast that happens. This definitely looks like all the natural light that is inside my house right now. So overall, not too bad. Yeah, there's like a white cast going on. Let's do a quick AI test in terms of some stuff. Let's just go ahead and hit remaster and see who does a better remastering. I mean, in terms of processing, guys, are you really going to complain? So, whoa! This just looks straight up terrible. What's my face doing? Oh. Yeah, like what is up with my face and after? It just makes it brighter. And then if I zoom in here, this looks way better. Oh, whoa. Bring that arrow back. Bring that arrow back. What? This is insane. After and then before. You guys let me know which one you prefer. I prefer... Okay, I don't prefer this phone at all anymore when it comes to photos. But when it comes to this phone, yeah, honestly, almost identical.
Just some testing I've done so far. The S23 seems like a better camera overall. I don't know if it's something specific with the initial software of the S24 and One UI 6.1, but air in my mouth. It just seems that the S23 just has like a way more natural profile overall. So I'm gonna switch to the S23, and you guys let me know if you prefer that or this one. Although I will say this one does look pretty good. It's the front-facing camera as well. All right, so this is the S23, and I don't know. It's definitely matured in terms of the software and the hardware that is available to it. Maybe it's just the new SoC with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but just from like the preview of what I'm looking at, this just looks more appealing to my eyes. I don't want to say it's more contrasty, just overall more natural profile. My hands are frozen. It's like 30-something degrees. It's cold. I don't know why I'm running. I'm gonna get sick. But yeah, here's the video comparison test. All right, I just realized it makes more sense to use the front-facing camera. And now that I have a side-by-side, the S24 actually looks a little bit better. The white though in the back, like the sky, it's an overcast day. As you can see, it's drizzling a little bit. I'd say it's a little too white. It looks more real to life on the S23, but myself, I feel like I look better on the S24. So you guys let me know how it looks. This is tough. S24 is actually better. Maybe it might be the brightness. It's a lot easier to see outside. Yeah, side-by-side comparison. I'm getting in my car. It's too cold for all this. Ain't nobody paying me to do this.
All right, so now let's test out some of the AI features. So let me do this real quick. Let me call myself. All right, so I'm going to test out some of the calling AI features. Let me go ahead and do text call.
I'm using a voice assistant to convert your voice to text and respond to you. If you want to continue, please stay on the call.
Hello, my sponsor is nobody.
Hello, my sponsor is nobody.
What if I do ha ha ha?
Ha ha ha.
Oh, wait, it can hear me. Wait, so I'm saying whatever I want to say right now, and it can transcribe it on the left-hand side. Although it stopped. Oh, no, it's there. It's just a little bit delayed. That's actually pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Smiling emoji, smiling emoji, smiley emoji, smile emoji. Man, okay, let's go back to the call. All right, so now I'm going to do the live translate. So let's go ahead and do that. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh wow, like these.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hello, how are you?
Me llamo Dayo. Yo trabajando en la casa.
My name is Zefu, you working PFF in this house.
The heck?
Bailey sings the National Library.
What? Let me think. What do I know in Spanish?
This call is being translated and live captioned.
Right now, I'm recording a YouTube video and I'm saying this in English and it should be transcribed live in Spanish when I'm done talking.
Ahora mismo estoy grabando un video de YouTube y digo esto en inglés y debería transcribirse. Mentir en español cuando termine de hablar.
I can't even verify if what I'm saying right now is properly being transcribed in Spanish, and I know I'm saying a lot, so it's a lot for the AI to figure out what I'm trying to say, but hopefully the person on the other line can understand what I'm saying in Spanish, even though I'm talking in English.
Español, sé que digo mucho. Así que escucho para averiguar lo que estoy tratando de decir, pero ojalá la persona en la otra línea pueda entender lo que estoy diciendo en español a pesar de que estoy hablando en inglés.
Bro, if this is actually transcribing an actual Spanish that the other person can understand, this is game changing. I don't even need to know another language, but I probably should.
En realidad es transcribir un español real que la otra persona entienda que esto cambió. Ni siquiera necesito saber en el idioma, pero probablemente debería.
This is so trippy. What the heck?
Es tan tricky. ¿Qué?
Me llamo Dayo.
Me llamo Dio.
I don't know about what the first part was, but I know the last part's God. So, hey, if that's what you want to know from me, that's all I need to know.
¿Cuál fue la primera parte? Pero conozco al Dios de la última parte. Así que eso es lo que quieres saber por mí. Eso es todo lo que necesito saber.
All right, we're done. Translation stopped. The one thing I do want to mention though is that the speaker sounds very soft. I had that on speaker max volume and it was really, I don't say it was hard to hear the Spanish transcriber voice person talking, but it was noticeably quieter versus like when I'm talking regularly. So like if I were to unmute real quick, hello. Hear how loud that is, but if I were to go back and do the transcribe, listen how soft the Spanish sound is. So this is just a test to hear how the transcribed voice sounds in terms of the volume level.
Así que esto es solo la prueba para escuchar cómo la voz de transcribir suena en términos de nivel.
Do you guys hear how soft that is? Like, once again, this is max volume on speaker.
Ustedes oyen lo suave que es como una vez. Esto no es volumen en el altavoz.
Interesting. Anyway, let me go ahead and hang it up. Honestly, in terms of the auto translate on the fly, on the call, that is actually a pretty sick feature. That is the selling point. Hopefully the Pixel can get that because that would also be really cool on the Pixel device. But Samsung is showcasing it first, so they get dibs and the credit first. Overall, really impressed. Although, isn't it using Google's Gemini AI stuff to do it? So technically it's Google's credit. Anyway, that's besides the point. S24, almost through my S23 Ultra. S24 is a solid device, but let's go ahead and test out some of the other features. So let's go to the Notes app real quick. All right, so I'm just bringing up Brave New World. This is going to be my notes for the Samsung test that I'm going to do. So I'm going to have the plot open, and I'm just going to copy the first paragraph here. And these are going to be my notes on the book. I'm going to go here and paste it. And now let's do some AI stuff. So not smarter, not harder, or note smarter, not harder. Hit OK. And let's just go ahead and highlight everything here. And let's summarize. All right, so it says the novel begins in London in the year of 2540, where citizens are engineered into predetermined classes based on intelligence and labor. Only has 2 bullet points. Honestly, not that much, but not a bad job, right? It's already summarized for us. Let's go ahead and do the AI thing again. Let's auto format. Let's do meeting notes. That was also really cool. So if you need to make meeting notes based off, a big chunk of summary that you have, they will automatically generate you meeting notes that you can send out. Look at that. Different formats. That is not that bad. Setting an introduction. Look at that. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's do the other one. I believe I did summarize. Oh no, I already did that one. Oh, so if you do summarize again, it'll actually generate different things. At least I got an extra bullet point down here. So let's do auto format and let's just do header and bullets. Not bad. Got the different colors, different fonts. Oh, wow. World, state, and setting. Okay. Ooh, this looks official. Let me see this. The novel opens the world state city of London AF 6332. Let me see what the actual text says. Move. The novel opens. Okay, so it's literally just taking what I said as a first bullet point. What the heck? Anyway, let's do a translate. Got Spanish. All right, so for my Spanish viewers out there, is this accurate? Because listen, I can't verify or deny this. It's probably getting the gist and the context, but if it's like a one-to-one, possibly not. But hey, my Spanish viewers, let me know down in the comments below. It says I can add languages, so let's just see what we got. Oh, snap. Let's do that good old German. Okay, I was gonna say I have an Indian audience, but at the same time, India has like a lot of languages, so it's not just Hindi. Although, isn't it like a national language? Should be fine, right? 229 megabytes. How is Hindi half the size of both French and German? I mean, I guess a lot of historical text. Let me not start a political debate in the comments below. All right, so let's go ahead and translate this to French first. And for my French viewers, please let me know if this is accurate or not. Like I said before, it's probably in the context and the gist of it, but if it's a one-to-one, I cannot confirm or deny. That's just what my guesstimation is. Let's go to German. My German folks, please let me know. Is this accurate or not? Well, I'm not even gonna attempt to do that. No! How do I go back to English? Is there an undo button? Okay, can I auto-translate this to German? To Hindi? Okay, if I can do that. Wow. All right, so for my people that understand and read Hindi, what does this say? Is this accurate? I don't know if you know German. For my German and Hindi audience, you guys are gonna have to work together. Please let me know if this is accurate or not. But that is the auto translate feature for the Samsung device. So let's just say I wanna know what this is. I mean, it's a panda, but come on guys. Let's just say hypothetically, I didn't know what it was. Boom, it's a panda. And as you can see here, its lifespan is 5 to 10 years old. It's a genius. I don't know if that means it's like a genius, but regardless, you can do the search, the circle to search, which I think is probably one of the best improvements to the Google search overall. Surprising that Google or Samsung is displaying this first on their hardware versus the Pixel devices. I did mention at the beginning of the video that some of these features were temporary, and I'm not really talking about, how you're gonna have to pay for some of this stuff after 2025 supposedly, but there's a software update coming to the S23 lineup that you're able to get the same advanced features on the S23 and below. Well, I think it's just the S23 lineup overall. So, the calling feature, the photo stuff, the summarizing the notes and whatnot, that should be coming to the S23. So that begs the question, what is the S24 really in comparison? I mean, it's really just a refresh, a polish up over the last generation, which I'm completely happy with. So my SIM card's in the S24. I'll use this as my main device. I'll do a day of life video, give you guys a better insight on my day-to-day using this device. I'm pretty excited overall. My best smartphone of last year was the S23 Ultra. I think it's going to reign supreme for the S24 Ultra. MKBHD's video is already trending, so I'll let that man on the microphone speak for himself. But regardless, appreciate every single sub, like, and comment. This video is probably one of the longest first impression videos I've ever done on a smartphone. I'm at like an hour and 6 minutes. My voice is getting dry, and I'm now getting Google recommendations on pandas. So without further ado, I appreciate every single sub, like, and comment. The S24 Ultra will be coming in soon. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments below. And until next time, guys, sponsored by nobody. For now, peace. 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 All right, can we just do the fade to black? Because I don't... Peace. What's going on, guys? So Samsung has... Am I recording? This is why I care about where boxes are made. Upside down. You guys want to see what's in the phone, right? And I did that bad. Oh, come on. Can you flip to the front? There we go. All right, let's start this thing. Right now, I'm speaking in English, and hopefully the person on the other line can understand what I'm saying in Spanish.
Ronald Zaynab speaking in English the Hawthorne, and the operation of the Odal William understaying White Saint Expeditions. I know my life motto to translating happily and canto grand saint. No one the people that understand Spanish learn is grand saint the spiny speaking English.
The heck?